Hello, everyone. My guest today is Ori Greenberg. He has years of experience in the e-commerce industry and co-founded and managed Algopix, a global market analysis platform for the e-commerce community. He also co-founded and managed a successful e-commerce agency called iCommerce, which was acquired, and more. Ori, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So Algopix.com is your main baby right now. Help us understand what the company does and what your revenue model is. Is it agency or SaaS?
This is a SaaS product. We basically help the 15 million online sellers decide which items to buy from their suppliers, and we help them decide what's the best sales channels for them to sell their products at. So this is a demand level analysis product for e-commerce sellers.
Okay. Any specific platforms? Shopify, Amazon, somewhere else?
Anyone who's selling online, before they sell online, they must buy their inventory from a supplier. That's a problem that no one else is solving, and we're focused on solving that problem only.
Again, any specific platform you're servicing or all platforms?
Across platforms.
Okay. Do you see a concentration in terms of your folks buying from via your tool to then go sell on Amazon or eBay or a specific platform, or no concentration?
No concentration. Most sellers today sell on Amazon, but most sellers also sell across different channels. So their own website, Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and so on.
And then on average, what are these folks, these sellers paying you to use your technology, monthly or annually, whatever you prefer?
So we charge about $20 a month, depending on the number of items you need to analyze on a monthly basis. And we also have an API for bigger companies.
So you upsell based off number of SKUs. It sounds like you upsell based off number of API calls. Any other upsells?
No, that's it.
No, nothing seat based?
No, it's a very straightforward model.
Okay. There's a lot of companies that will essentially help you do arbitrage between Amazon and, say, eBay, and then take a percentage of the arbitrage in between. You don't do any kind of that stuff, do you?
We help them decide which items to list. But if you can list as many items as you'd like, there's no much sense for you to make your market research.
Well, the trick on a lot of this is actually speed, because you can identify with using code and arbitrage play on Amazon in a very specific niche where there's a couple cents of margin that you can buy there and then go sell on Amazon. But these things disappear like overnight sometimes. So if they identify need and then call you and say, I want to buy 100 of these things, but it takes a week, the opportunity potentially is then gone at the end of it. So how quick can you help them do this?
If you utilize the API, we can do everything in real time.
Okay. Well, again, what does that mean? If I used your API right now to go buy 20 Beanie Babies to sell on Amazon, how long will it take me to actually have that inventory available to sell?
So we don't provide the inventory, we provide the data, but if we'll help you identify an opportunity. So for example, if you can buy an item on Amazon and it has a higher price on eBay and a high demand level on eBay, we'll tell you this is an item you should buy, and we'll keep track of the price changes and demand changes over time, so that using the API, you can post the right items in the right channels. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. And based off the average price point, you said is $20 per month. It sounds like you're serving, more of the long tail than you are, the Walmarts of the world, right? Big brands paying you $10 million a year.
So we serve everyone who needs to buy inventory, just that the bigger companies have their own enterprise agreement, whereas most of the companies selling online are SMBs.
Okay.
So we aim at solving the problem for both ends of the
Well, again, that's why I want to make sure I'm getting this average ARPU correct. Is it truly $20, or when you add in enterprise accounts, is it more like $2,000 a month or $200 a month?
An enterprise account is more like $2,000 a month.
Okay, so again, when you look at, just because we don't have time to go on every customer cohort, when you look at your entire customer base, do you feel like the average is closer to 20 at the 20 you already told me, or more?
Since we have thousands of customers paying 20, it's closer to 20 than it is to 20.
Yeah, that makes sense. And put all this on a timeline for me. When did you launch the company?
So we started the company in 2016 when our former company was acquired, and we only started monetizing the platform about 7-8 months ago, and growing about 30% month over month ever since.
Well, Ori, I hope so. Going from $1 to $3 month over month is 300% growth. So you better have big growth numbers when you're starting at zero.
That's correct. I estimate that we'll continue growing at that pace.
That's good. I mean, how long? I mean, again, the real question there is not how long can you keep doing it. It's how big, like what big numbers can you keep multiplying by 3x month over month? So, what amount of ARR do you think you can grow to still growing 30% month over month before it becomes just too difficult?
I believe that what we do today can become a multi-billion dollar company, not by answering today's questions, but answering the future's questions as well.
Okay.
So this is good. Yeah, go ahead.
That's great. So launched in 2016, started selling about 7 months ago. And then how many customers have you scaled to today?
We serve over 30,000 businesses.
Okay. How many are actually paying though? It sounds like there's some free users in there.
Yeah, in the thousands.
Okay. How have you, being able to convert someone from a freemium model to paid is obviously a skill set in any SaaS company, whether it's your direct space or other spaces. Educate us a bit on how you've effectively converted some portion of your 30,000 into paid customers.
We focus on retention. We try to make sure that we add value to our customers. And that's why it took us a lot of time to start monetizing. We needed to make sure that people use the product on a weekly or daily basis. And that's the main company's focus. So we're 10 people focusing only on making sure that our customers have the need to use the product on an ongoing basis.
So, this can obviously be measured, right? So if you look at your monthly revenue churn, what have you minimized that down to?
So it's about the industry standard, which is for SMB SaaS is between 3 to 5%.
Okay, so you're about 5% per month?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get, I imagine there was some testing in the early days to get it down to that level. What do you know that you have to get a new free sign up on your site to do in the first kind of week to drastically increase the likelihood they pay?
So we need to make sure that they run a specific number of searches and that they are happy with the results that they get the right product, they get value out of the product. That way we can pretty much tell who's going to be a customer and who's not going to be a customer.
Facebook knew if they helped you get 7 friends in the first 10 days, you're really going to stick. What is your version of that in terms of number of searches they have to do?
About 6 searches or uploading one price list from their supplier. That's the best way to see immediate value.
In what period of time?
1 week.
We
have a 1 week trial, which is the time to, yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, so these 30,000 folks that have signed up, they can't stay free after 7 days. They have to pick either go away or start paying.
That's correct.
Oh, I see. Do you run, so you said a couple thousand are actually paying from the 30,000. Let's just assume you don't want to actually give the specific. That's why you said a couple thousand. Let's say it's 2,000, right? What do you do with the other 28,000? Do you run any re-engagement campaigns or anything like that after the trial's expired?
Yes, on an ongoing basis. We try to make sure that we communicate changes in the market, educate them about the reasons why they should do market research, because most sellers, they buy and sell inventory based on their intuition. Now, most of them are professionals, and they are right 80% of the time. Just that being wrong 20% of the time is a big problem. So we try to communicate these messages and let them know when new features are available. Maybe these ones are helping them solve the problem.
Now, have you bootstrapped the company or did you decide to raise capital?
We've raised money.
Okay, how much has in the company so far?
Until now, about $3 million.
And why did a product like this require capital? I hate seeing a founder like you take dilution.
Yeah, it's just that the product is a deep tech product. It took us a lot of time to develop. It's machine learning and AI based, and it also took us time to generate the agreements with the content providers. So the biggest data providers we work with are companies like Google, Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. We don't do scraping at all. So these are the reasons things took time and efforts.
Why on earth would these companies give you their oil, which is their data? Without you paying them a crap ton of money?
We help their sellers perform better. So some of them had pilots with us for over 6 months, where the pilot proved increasing sales volume by over 500%, international sales volume, for example. So we help their sellers do better, and we're basically a team that's working for the company.
Well, hold on. What are you doing? Are you recognizing that the crock pot that Amazon is selling for $15, the same SKU can sell on Amazon tomorrow at $17, and you're helping a seller run that arbitrage? That to me is what I thought you were doing, which is, yeah, it's arbitrage. It's helping sellers do better, but it's still taking from one side of the market. You're taking from Walmart and giving to, call it an Amazon or vice versa.
So let's talk about the main two use cases. One of them is I just received the price list from my supplier with 1,000 SKUs I can buy from them. How do I decide which items to buy? Second use case is I already sell on Amazon. I have 4,000 SKUs, and I'm thinking, what's going to be the next step? How can I grow? The reason Amazon would give us information is because we can analyze, which is focused in the US, and we can tell you what's the demand level for your items in the UK, Germany, or Australia. We'll tell you the market price there, the sales-related costs such as shipping, marketing, tax, VAT if you're selling in Europe. So basically, if you know out of the 4,000 SKUs, only 1,000 has high demand in a different country, and out of those 1,000, 250 you're competitive in pricing, then you should focus on listing these 250 products first, maybe even sending them to a local FBA, and we'll quantify the opportunity. We'll tell you if you do that, you'll sell another $1 million a month in the UK or Europe or whatever it is, the new channel.
There's 20 companies doing what you do. Let's say Takeometrics, which is about to process $6 billion of total GMV through their platform in this same sort of model, but it's ad based. They're all making these recommendations. So if you all today see an arbitrage play and you give it to your customers, that again, whoever lists them first will erase that margin, and then everyone else that acted on your recommendation that was second or third loses out. How do you deal with that?
We're, as part of our recommendations, we also do competitor research so that we can tell you whether the competition is high, medium, or low, the demand level is high, medium, or low, and the margin. And based on your margin, if you can't compete in pricing and there is high competition there, we'll tell you not to get into it, even if we can see 15% margin today. And I don't think any other platform out there will tell you the sales-related costs, such as tax and VAT and so on. So if you're looking to grow, then that's necessary data. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Okay, so 2016, you found the company. Again, customers paying on average $20 a month. You said earlier 30,000 free, a couple thousand paid. If we assume, call it 2,000 paid, it's about $40,000 a month in revenue right now. Is that generally accurate?
We also serve enterprise customers, which you don't take into account, but that's roughly the revenue.
I guess let me ask you a different question. Does hitting $1 million in ARR in terms of run rate by the end of this year feel like a big stretch goal, or does it feel very doable?
I believe we'll get there in Q1 or Q2 2020.
Okay, fair enough. And you think you'll be able to rely on enterprise deals to do that, or no, double down on making the funnel bigger and getting more long tail?
One of the biggest questions I don't have an answer for yet.
It's tricky. I've only seen people get stuck when they try and do something in the middle, but I've seen people, again, there's almost equal amounts of success, but only if you pick one extreme.
Yeah, so we started by serving SMBs because we know that's where the problem is bigger, and there are a lot more SMBs out there, but we do get a lot of inbound enterprise customers. So beginning to think that we should set up a proper sales team.
Yeah. What does talking about sales team, right? What does your fully weighted CAC look like today to get a new $20 a month customer? Do you know?
Yeah, it's about $200.
Okay, so about a 10-month payback period. That's not bad. Great. And then again, you're obviously driving growth. You've raised capital. I assume you're burning capital to continue driving growth. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
What's your risk appetite like? Are you comfortable? Can you sleep at night burning 10 grand a month, or are you burning more like 100 grand, 150 grand a month?
More like the second one, and I don't sleep that well at night.
So how do you how do you manage that? Are you managing for 18 months of runway in your bank, or how do you manage it?
18 months is day one. Take 6 months into the process, and you don't sleep well at night, and that's the game.
So you got 12 months of runway today. When do you start raising your next round?
All the time. You raise money all the time. If I meet someone at the bar, I ask them if they are looking to invest money.
By the way, guys, Ori is in Mountain View. So speaking like a true Mountain Viewian, this is exactly the right answer, right? Ori, in all seriousness, what do you think the next round of capital, what's the right next amount for you guys? You think it's another 3 million or something more?
I think it's more like between 7 to 9. The A round, we're a seed stage company. I believe that the next one will be an A round that's about $7 to $9 million.
And do you anticipate that being like Q2, Q3 next year? Or what's your time frame, you think?
Yeah, I think it's we're aiming for Q2.
Q2. Okay, so you just said you think you had $1 million in ARR around that same time, right? So you're going to have to, if you want to only give up 30% of the company, try and negotiate a kind of a 20 million pre-money valuation or a 20x. You feel like that's pretty doable?
Definitely.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I don't have one favorite, but if I need to choose, I'm looking at my shelf here. It's going to be, in my stage, Venture Deals is the best business book.
Brad Fell's Venture Deals. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Excuse me?
Is there a CEO you're following or studying?
No one specific.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
I think that the best tool we utilize today is HubSpot.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Probably 5, but that's not the company. It's my 1.5-year-old daughter.
All right, so 1 kiddo and married?
Yeah.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 34.
Last question, what do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
I wish I didn't go to the university. I spent 6 years in the university, and that's a waste of time. I could fail 3 times at that time. That would be a better lesson.
Algopix.com helping 2,000 sellers right now at $20 a month sell more effectively on things like Amazon, Walmart, outlets like these, eBay. They're doing about $40,000 a month right now in revenue, up from nothing a year ago, hoping to hit $1 million run rate by Q1 or Q2 of 2020. Burning call it $100,000 to $150,000 a month right now, but they've raised $3 million, so they have some runway. Team of 10 out there in Mountain View, 60% annual churn or about 5% monthly, obviously focusing on driving that down as they look to scale, paying $200 a month to get a new $20 a month customer for a 10-month payback. Ori, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it, and the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.